It's Mom and Pop Video Shop.
Welcome to Mom and Pop Video Shop. I am Joel.
I'm Tyson, and I'm just making sure that I'm on my mark, which for all of you at home means that my right foot goes on Psycho and my left foot goes on Friday the 13th.
You know, as it does.
I don't think that means what you think it means.
Yes, I think we're good. Okay. But we are here for another retro weekly review. I don't know, whatever, doesn't matter. Point is, we're doing a movie review. It's actually more of a recommendation at this point. I mean, it's more like we surprise each other because we don't know what the other person picked, but you've come into the store.
We're having fun, and you guys are just like creepy voyeurs.
Yeah, totally. Just call the audience creepy. All of a sudden, a subscription count goes,
Whoopsie! I love you, and I love voyeurism.
Yeah. You know what?
So-
You know what? We're not going to be a channel that's taken hostage by audience capture. I'm just kidding. But anyway,
What are we covering, Joel?
I don't know what we're covering at this point. Funnily enough, you did Nighthawk
Yes.
last time. I'm doing another Stallone movie,
Oh, right.
and I was literally trying
If
to go.
it's Stopper, my mom will shoot.
It's Oscar. No, I'm just kidding. It is in fact.
Rhinestone?
Yeah. No, it is one of my favorite 90s disaster movies. Daylight.
Did we cover Daylight?
Did we cover Daylight before? No, we did, but not here.
Oh, it was,
Yes,
Video
I'm going to
Taste.
give a shout out to our boy Gareth over at Video
Okay.
Tasties. I thought that too. I was trying to find my other movie I was going to cover. I was thinking, oh, I'll do Daylight. And I was like, oh crap, have we already done that? I was like, I could go back through and check the channel and figure it out. I was like, oh no, it was with Gareth for
Don't
Video
mess
Tasties.
with my chemically influenced mind
Yeah.
like this. I thought I could.
So,
Anyway, sorry.
we will put a link to that. We went in depth with Gareth about, mostly it was a mix, but we talked a lot about like those 90s disaster pictures that came out. Like there was Volcano and Dante's Peak and Armageddon and Deep Impact. There's a lot of them. But Daylight, I remember I was working at the movie theater.
Mm-hmm.
I remember sitting in the theater because we did prints back in the olden days, and we'd have to check the print to make sure there wasn't anything wrong with it. So it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I remember watching it and just loving it. Basically, we'd have the whole theater to ourselves. Usually, my wife, we were married at that point. I think it came out in 96, right? Actually, I don't know. We may have been engaged. I don't know if we were still. We got married in December of 96. So
You were sneaking her into the theater?
no, I didn't have to because I was assistant manager.
Well, damn.
But it was like me, her, and a couple of the people that worked at the theater. We would watch the movies. So that's how I first saw Daylight. How I first saw Scream. Same thing.
Cool.
Midnight. Back when I could handle that. I don't think that would happen now. But yeah, Daylight. If you've never seen it, on the back of the box it says, "Brace yourself for nonstop action and suspense. Sylvester Stallone races against time to lead a group of stranded commuters out of a collapsed tunnel 100 feet below the Hudson River in director Rob Cohen's Daylight. When an explosion seals off a commuter tunnel, the survivors are faced with toxic fumes, fires, and the impending collapse of the tunnel. Their only hope lies in the hands of Kit Laura, Stallone, a former emergency medical services chief who is haunted by a tragic past, because of course he is.
Right.
As the walls cave in and the tunnel fills up with water, Latura risks his own life to save others and prevent the disaster from escalating into an even greater catastrophe. Amy Brenneman co-stars in this thrilling adventure filled with spectacular special effects and heart-pounding intensity. Daylight will have you holding your breath from start to finish. Yes, this movie is a lot of fun. It's surprisingly dark. There's a couple of character deaths and things that happen that you don't think they were going to go there. And you're like...
I feel like that was par for the course, though, with those mid to late 90s.
Yeah, I think they would do that. They like set something up like, oh, you think they're going to die, and then they do something to rescue them. So you're like, oh, they're okay. And you're like, oh, no, they're not.
Yeah.
They had to leave them behind, or they had to sacrifice
them. It was
them.
a bit of a trope.
Yeah, a bit of a trope, but it works because it gets you every time. At least me, because I'm a sucker. But if you've ever seen Daylight, you know this is not high art. This is your good old fashioned hero sacrifice, self-sacrifice, saving the day.
Well, you called it. It's a good popcorn flick.
It's a great popcorn flick. And it's of all the movies from that time period, I don't know what it is about it. It's clunky, the dialogue's clunky in parts, it's over exposition, but for some reason and I think it's because, and they obviously had to use a lot of practical effects even at that point. I mean, I'm sure it had a mix. But it just feels more tangible to me.
Well, and I was
real.
gonna say, if memory serves right, it was expensive as hell.
I imagine it would have been,
like
yes.
maybe I might be pulling this out of my ass, but it might have been like the most expensive up to that point.
I don't know
like
about
even
that.
more than Jurassic Park.
Jurassic, I don't know. Yeah, I know. Only one that I know Terminator 2 was the first $100 million budget, and I know Titanic, which would have come a year or so after this one, was the the first
Don't
$200
hold
million.
me that. I don't know where I heard.
I
that.
know it's a high. It had to be because of the sets are so freaking elaborate. But yeah, you got early Viggo Mortensen, pre-Lord of the Rings
Right.
Viggo Mortensen,
Danielle Harris.
Danielle Harris.
What is there, an echo in here?
There's also a couple other people who are just fun.
To be fair, I haven't
surprise.
seen this in a long
Yeah. There are those fun surprise kind of characters or people earlier on in their career. Amy Brenneman, you probably recognize her. She was on a TV show. Was it Judging Amy? Was that the one she was on?
And NYPD Blue.
Was it show Judging Amy, or am I just saying that because her name's Amy Brenneman?
I think was she in Judging? Oh, I know she was in NYPD Blue and Heat. She was De Niro's.
Oh, that's right. God, he's so good. God, it's a great movie. But Daylight, for me, this now I'm acknowledging this is a C&D talking, is a 4 taper. I think for most people, it's going to be like that like this kind of popcorn movie. It's going to be a 3 taper. It's going to be you rent it for the weekend, you take it back Monday morning on your way to work.
It's a 3 for me.
I could see it being a 3 for most people. For me, it's a 4 because I just love it.
I get it.
I can't explain it. It just something about it.
What a dork.
If you like Cliffhanger, I think you dig Daylight.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
that same kind of movie. So so for me, it's 4 taper. Let us know in the comments if you've seen it, if you like it, what you think about it. If you have no feelings one way or the other, I wouldn't blame you on. It's weird, like somebody says, "Oh, I don't like that movie." Okay, I get that. Like, I get it, but for some reason, it just
It's a
works for me.
great again, ADD popcorn.
Yeah,
you just you know what
which
I mean.
explains a lot.
This is one where I feel like when I was a kid, this was part of the stack of stuff that I was gonna get.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't just going like, oh, I'm just gonna rent Daylight.
Yeah,
Like this is
yeah,
just gonna be.
yeah.
I'm in an adventure kind of mood.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm getting
this is
I'm
one of the
getting a
ones
stack
you're going to
these.
grab, along with like King Solomon's Mines and
Congo.
And
You know what I mean?
yes,
It's that kind of
yes,
fl- yeah.
totally, yes.
Now we've talked about like everything that I was gonna say for our for my last minute.
Wah, wah.
Love.
So on that note, then again, let us know what you think about Daylight, and thank you for stopping by the shop and taking one of our recommendations. I don't know if you like it or not, but hey, we'll find out. But remember, at Mom and Pop's our love of
Just to piss Joel off, Tango and Cash.
never stops.
It's a great
For
movie.
Kurt Russell.
Mom and Pop's Video Show.